Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9. The onslaught of a cold virus have hit today, which means two very terrible things. And also, before we get to the negative, improvised tripod. Yes, these very bad things are: 1. Blocked up nose, which means you can't breathe, and number 2, ear infections. Although I have absolutely superb hearing, I'm plagued with ear infections, and they are never fun. So, well, if it gets the ear infections stage, I'm off to Tesco to buy loads of drugs to dose myself up on. So I'll be however you are when you're dosed up high on drugs. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. It's an open tag that I think is more of a fun question. And this question is: have you ever subbed to another channel because you think the person that presents it is hot? I myself have not actually been guilty of this, but it has come close at some point, and I think, yeah, it's more about content than admiring people. But it's an open tag, so feel free to do video responses or whatever you like to do. And now time for ZX81, which, on the subject of aesthetically pleasing, is, in my opinion, the most aesthetically pleasing computer ever devised. It's definitely not a powerhouse, but it is the nicest looking. I love just the look of this thing. You just put it somewhere, even somewhere more, it doesn't look out of place. It's like this timeless, modern design. It's brilliant. I mean, yeah, you've got to say that the chunky, old, outdated look that brings on the beautiful retro feel certainly has its place. For example, this is a retro feel, though it's not a retro project. A better example for awesome retro design that looks cool because it's old would be this. Or this. But I think computer that looks nicest in its design, the ZX81. Oh, sorry about that, but my sinuses go... it all goes to hell. Everything to do with my breathing and that. Won't be long till the sinuses get blocked up and... God, that's hell. But I think, well, this is worthy of hanging on the wall. Of course, you can't really use it easily hanging on the wall. And oh god, I'm actually getting worse through each day with this thing. I'm not a pig, and I should stop complaining about this and being a wuss. But hey, we're not perfect. Let's just pop the Electron back. Yes. For those of you who are new to me, or haven't been around long enough to know that I actually own 3 of these. This one and the Electron laptop work, and the one in the cupboard, which I'm not going to bother to catch, I will get out to show you. This one here is dead. And this one's an older revision, and this one's a newer revision. There's a few minor differences which I point out in my Acorn Electron system review. which has zero comedy factor, but it's more like a documentary. You watch it because you're interested in what's being shown. Yeah, not everything I do I throw a spin of sort of... It does have... It's just general me, basically. I do try a comedy. Some don't know how it works for some people, works not. Take it as you need it. But I kind of just let it flow naturally. No scripts, no plan. Rough idea. That's all you need. Rough idea, and you've got rough idea of what you want to blabber on about, and then quite often it goes off into a torrent about, well, anything. Like, for example, right there, probably visible in the mirror, is piles of washing that needs to go in the drawers in this half of the cupboard. There's the old BT home hub, and there's piles of electronic crap. And there's the old Skybox. And I need to fix the telly down there too, and there's a billion things to do. But that's life, isn't it? So yes, most aesthetically pleasing computer ever, if you ask me. I just love the design of the ZX. It's not particularly big either, because there's my hand. There's a Sony Vaio thing, MP3. Here's a watch. Here's something that's probably more familiar with the modern societies. An iPod. And last but not least, my car keys. Complete with computery bits on them. Which consist of some boards that we've got from a shop in Centre Parks, the actual car key itself, the key ring which is the fob of where I got the car, Tesco's club card thing, a Opto thingy out of a photocopier, 2 bits of RAM, well it's 1 stick of RAM that I snapped in half, a USB stick which is a boot Linux, boot Ubuntu USB stick, and a Pentium 2 microprocessor. And of course house key. Kind of important that. My uni keys consist of a sort of similar construct. Laser pointer, USB stick which has all work, some more broad circuit boards, a crappy keyring torch which broke very quickly after getting it, and of course the 2 keys to get in, which are like multi-security locks, which can take several different key shapes. And here's a dead 3-volt lithium battery, which I might dissect to just put the lithium in the bath and watch it fizz round. But I'll make sure I wear gloves and goggles for that, because there's lots of toxic shit in batteries. So what fun is going on the internet right now? Nothing I haven't already seen. How to kill your CPU. Yeah, that's kind of a bad thing to do. I suppose it's... If you want fireworks and you can stick stupid voltage through and watch it go... But really, if you're going to do that, you want to do it with a dead one. Because then you're not really breaking anything. Because breaking something that's already broken doesn't really go. Because me being a scavenger, I just kind of scavenge anything, dismantle it. Seriously. Although there's a lot of health and safety concerns that people are on about, apply relevant health and safety to devices and electronics and you'll be fine. If you don't apply the relevant health and safety, well, you'll get yourself in all sorts of things. But I encourage people to just take things apart. Just don't be stupid about it. and go poking about in main circuits. But I encourage you, someone's iPod's dead, dismantle it. Laptop, hard drives, computer monitors, computers, television, anything you can get your hands on. Rip it apart and find out how it works. Hell, even do it the old-fashioned way that I used to when I was younger, just like chips and stuff. It's like, I wonder what's inside this. Take it round the side, on top of one brick, another brick, whack, 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 case smashed. There's strange like glass stuff in here, which turned out to be like the silicon substrate for transistors and stuff. That was curious. And I learned that capacitors had a strange gunk in them too. I instantly washed my hands when I got that open. And of course, well, being about 8, 9, health and safety, what's that? The joys. Still, I'm alive now, and healthy. Right, this is where the rambling really hits new levels of just complete randomness. Have you ever had a pair of jeans that you just can't throw away because you love them so much? I do, and well, I'll show them to you in a bit. And this is what took them away from me. Bloody holes which develop. This one is from car keys and just general keys going in the pocket and the spiky bits going and violating a hole through them, as you can see from my quite inappropriate demonstration, as well as the jokes which involve a certain rod going from about this area through. That would give you one heck of bragging rights if your trouser snake could do that to jeans. But these is the pair. They've been cut into shorts, so they're no longer trousers. They're shorts now, but well, why I loved them? Because they made me look so damn good. And well, holes have left them degraded, but I can't throw them away. But they look ridiculous as shorts. So they just live in the drawer. And look, there's my ZX81 tapes. They can go back in there. Close that up. It's my cupboard. The other half of clothes and stuff, because you do need somewhere for your clothes, and most of it's in bags down there. Gonna bang that? Oh god, my nose. I think I'm going to have to make a toilet roll. Yes, I did think of something relevant to ramble on about, which might come back. I'm not sure about that. I'm trying to think if there's actually anything interesting I can show you. That's it. I could do a thingy on, but I'd rather put that in a separate video of like recommended multimeters, what to look for in multimeters. But to be honest, you'd probably be better off watching EUV blog for that, but I'll do one anyway for the hell of it because I want to. And so the tag turns into a long ramble. Good job I got to the point first. Because people tend to get bored with long rambles and then it's just like kick off, go back, watch someone else, watch something else. People don't seem to... What the hell? It's midnight already? Where the hell does time go? Oh, where the hell does it go? I wonder what's on telly. Probably the usual crap, but let's have a look. Here we have the remote. Want to see my cool telly? The other one's dead, and it's currently down there, buried under the washing, and I need to get replacement capacitors. So let's see on it quickly. Yeah, it's not many people go to seeing what's on telly in the middle of recording a video, do they? Sounds like there's movement downstairs. Oh. Components we're currently on, so... No, that's... Oh god. Shit, I don't know what I've done. That's BBC 1. Let's go back. BBC 3, which has got American Dad, which is entertaining. I wouldn't say it's absolutely hilarious. It's entertaining to watch, but it's not hilarious. Not like good old British comedy. It's funny that. How you find the most entertaining and people who make you laugh are actually from your own country, but that's due to comedy within that culture. Which is quite a truth. Which reminds me of a time about culture when some, like, at Mum's work, some Indian person was, like, pissing them about when they told them off. When Mum told them off, which was quite rightly. They went, oh, I think they're doing something like, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they ended up turning around to Mum going, your culture, you're just mongrels. That classes as racism. Yeah, that'd be the point where you pull out the dictaphone and be like, see you in court. And that's why it's never a bad thing to own your dictaphone. Just make sure it records everything. Could be useful in a time like that. If someone decides to do something to piss you off, be racist or something like that, you can get your own back. Sinclair. See what I mean about rambles going on? This is complete torrents. This is completely not even a rough idea. So what's the next thing to ramble about? The LG symbol kind of floats around the telly. Well, let's turn that off. So then get told off for wasting power. Well done, remote. You've figured out how to fall on the floor. How clever. What have we got in the cupboard to play with? Stuff in the cupboard to play with. We have binoculars, which I can't see jack shit through. Hang on. Focus. These actually do not focus to my eyes anymore. Oh, hang on. Yes, they do. I lie. Well, I don't lie. I was just wrong. Hello, Lumix camera in big. They don't actually have that much of a powerful zoom on them, but yeah, they did quite nicely for first ever binoculars. I have a telescope here. I have our old Netgear router. Surprised. I have these, which are scanning heads out of old scanners and printers and crap. The main thing is these little fluorescent tubes make little torches with them. I've actually got the inverter off of this one, and these all run on 20 plus volts, both of them. Which means no 9 volt battery power. Shame. This one's still got all the mirrors and stuff in them. Very good for spy mirrors, don't want to break them. Very good for spy mirrors, actually. Not that I really have an opportunity to do any spying, but that's a different thing. I've always kind of thought that spy gadgets are cool. But what can you expect? I'm a gadget man, just a retro gadget man. I've kind of taken most of my cool stuff to uni. Sad. There's my hammer. Oh yeah. How many of you have a hammer in your cupboard? Hammers? They come in handy in all sorts of situations. Whether you're just cracking open a stubborn case, actually using it for something productive, to tapping this flat pack furniture together or something. Always a very handy tool. And of course handy against burglar defence. They ain't going to hold up long against one of these either. Very handy. Air duster, they're all handy. Let's show you my first ever multimeter. Let's pull out the torch. Just bring it over in front of the camera. So you can all look at it. Look at me. Wire crimp tools. These are 20 quid from B&Q. Actually very good. Very well made for something that's essentially made in China. It says somewhere on it where it's made. I can't remember. There we go, my first ever multimeter. It's a lovely cheapy meter, but hey, it is your first, and does it still switch on? Yes it does. And there's liquidy stuff on it, which is not a good sign. I don't know where that's come from. But the range that kind of buggered up on it was the OHMs. It's lovely, nice, cheap and plastic. It's got quite a good clicky, switchy button at the front though. All it's got is a 10 amp shunt. It's just like a cheapy meter basically. Gets you started, but not really a serious meter. I've got a more serious meter now, of what I can afford anyway. And of course has a useless instruction pamphlet, which was no use to me when I first started using it. Just kind of had to figure everything out, which is why I did my multimeter tutorial. Got this from the school because I knew the science department, got them to essentially picked out stuff out on a catalogue, or they ordered it and then I paid them for it. So essentially I covered the expenses. Heat shrink tubing, that stuff is handy. Epoxy, always have a tube of epoxy. I've got a fresh one at uni. I need to start bringing all this crap out at uni back. What else do we have in here? Lots of. Don't you just hate it when that happens? You're in the middle of something and then bloody memory runs out. What I was going to say is I've also got a little headlight which has no batteries in. Quite handy actually. I also have just found this just after the memory card ran out. This knife, I've been looking for this. So now I know where that is. Plenty of electrical tape, need that. What else have we got? We've got here's the hammer again. Action Man Task Force torch. Always handy to have torches. Not so handy when they don't have batteries in. My brother's old Action Man Morse torch. Once again, no batteries in it. Not particularly bright these torches either, so I just kept them down for the simple reason they were torches that worked. And still do work, they just need batteries in them. All the Action Men are now in the loft. All safely nestled up there. These, always handy. Lovely and cold too. More stuff. Ah yes, this thing was given to me. It's like one of these like rape alarm things. Defender Cooper torch. I'm not going to activate it because my brother's in bed, but I will get out the packet and show it to you. There it goes. It has two attachments, this one and this one, and if you push this button it has a little LED light. There we go. Don't be harmed, be alarmed. And you pull this chain and the alarm goes off. I'm not going to demonstrate it. He's asleep downstairs and them two will come running up like and of course it's like just like a little thing that lives in there basically. There you go. And the alarm thing is supposed to keep on you. Just lives in a box stuffed in my cupboard. It's fun to pull out and play with every so often. Normally for the sole purpose of annoying people, but that's the point. Hot glue gun. I did have two of these. I gave one away. It was broken and they fixed it. Another laser pointer. I only have 2 of these. This is one I got in Turkey, probably some rip-off of someone else. I like their rip-off things out there. Tape measure from the good old Tesco tool range, which is a damn good range with its tools at good prices. A power supply for something, I'm not entirely sure what. One of my most useless inventions ever, my logic probe. Not really useful, but you can do stuff with it. It's just very limited on what it actually responds to. It doesn't respond to TLL logic, I can tell you that now. Nail clippers, which if you ask me are the absolute most useless things on earth. Because how the fuck do you use this thing? It's just like, well, I've never been able to work out how do you use these things. I don't know, I just threw it in there and there's a place to throw it basically. But fingernails, that's what your teeth are for. Toenails, that's what your scissors are for. When you're really young, your teeth also cover your toenails. Very useful wire. It used to fuse wire. It used to belong to my grandfather. Very good for breadboards. Just don't let it touch each other. Vaseline, which isn't actually Vaseline in it. This is my scrap soldering crap. If I can open it without it exploding, there we go. All the shit from the solder goes in that. Forgot about that. Very handy. Recycling in the works. There isn't really much else in a few tidbits and crap. With screwdrivers and stuff. There's another set of knives, threadboards, a crowbar screwdriver thing. Not much else. What's that? A 10-pack of something. Oh yes, ring clamps. These are always handy. I thought, yeah, I didn't want that to land upside down because 1 or 2 fell out. Great. Padlock that someone gave me. People give me the most random crap and I keep it. It's like a padlock. What do I need with one of those? An old padlock that no one knows the code to. Yeah, just sit there and try and figure out how to hack it. Yeah, that always works out. My nose is so blocked up. Action Man, the greatest hero of them all. That's how the jingle went. How true that exactly is another thing. Because he only ever seemed to fight one person and his gang when he bothered to actually hire other recruits, like, what was it, Dr. Gang X or something? How was it? Dr. Gangrene, that's it. I don't know why it's named after essentially a disease you get from mud and open wounds when it's exposed to bloody damp conditions. And poor old soldiers in World War I suffered terribly from gangrene. And I don't know whether there's any cure to it now, but back then it was off of your leg. Now, I think there's probably medical cures to it, aka antibiotics. Antibiotics, the solution to all. Brilliant stuff. And what's the... Ah, yes, morphine. Had that one when I had my appendicitis operation. Show you the scar. Ta-da! Morphine. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely. Ah, it was so nice when they injected it into me. It's just like, oh, just off to sleep. Got me back to the little bed. It's just like, loads of painful operation. It's just like, injected it in. It's just like, back off to sleep. Ah, fantastic stuff. But hey, medical drugs generally are bloody strong. It's like, a lot of the drugs is like, what is it, opium, that's it. Opium poppies. They are also used in medical. Surprising amount of illegal drugs are actually used in medical. And to be honest, if the government just legalised them and heavily taxed them, taxed it like fags and booze, sorted! Pretty much all crime gone in an instant. You've got rid of the dealers, undercut dealers easily of pretty much all tax. Sorted. It would solve so many problems all in once. Let's see what's going on. Anything interesting? Nothing new. Mr. Benway says he's uploading something on his bulletin. Video uploading. It's like new video is uploading. Gonna be a few hours, but I'm back. Yay! Oh dear, my nose. Photon Viz, which is Photon Assumption, essentially did a video of blowing up an argon laser. Not exactly what I'd have done with it. I'd have played with it rather than tried to destroy it, but everyone to their own. Still, he's one of most people when it's just like normally when it comes to people destroying stuff, it's just some moron with a golf club or something, but that's actually someone who's smart, and he just has this way about him that's actually entertaining. He's not just some moron with a golf club, he actually has some brains behind it. And I think that's what actually keeps me going, is that this isn't just some mindless moron with a golf club going whack, whack. Actually got some brains and tries to destroy stuff in some inventive ways. I seem to have gained another comment somewhere. I'll have a look. There we go, it's just come through now. Who's this from? Live comments, people. It's not really live, because upon you're reading this, I'm probably going to be in bed or something or doing something else. Mr. VX! No, good old Mr. VX here. Nice to see your tutorials. Most multimeters assume you already know, which is... Oh, it's not good when you're coming to them new. Your co-host is definitely better looking. Well, he is a dog. And dogs are fine looking specimens. Nicest looking species, if you ask me. Don't want to apply that into a sexual term. See if we can get him sleeping up here on the bed tonight, but first I'm going to have to put him washing away. Yeah, but I'm going to let the camera card run out, so just in case it runs out randomly on me, thanks for watching. That needs to be thrown in somewhere, but it doesn't matter if it's a bit early, you see? When it runs out, something about spy cameras from tech mode. It's funny, I find the people who... other English people the most entertaining.